In 2025-2026, biohacking has stopped sounding like a Silicon Valley inside joke and started looking a lot like your neighbor's morning routine. One person's wellness era is another person's spreadsheet of sleep scores, supplement stacks, and a weekly appointment that involves lights, needles, or ice. Vancouver, already a city where hiking boots count as business casual, has become a natural habitat for this shift. High stress, high cost of living, long winters, and a culture that rewards optimization. The new biohacking vibe: measurable, shareable, purchasable. A big driver in 2025 is consumer tracking. If you can measure it, you can manage it, then post it. Smart rings and wearables have pushed sleep, recovery, and readiness data into everyday life, with companies rolling out more sophisticated activity algorithms and new partnerships in the fitness ecosystem. As wearables scale, they also become cultural objects, something you talk about at brunch, the same way you talk about rent. That data-first mindset fuels the second driver. Micro interventions that feel scientific and look great on camera. Social platforms have become the world's biggest wellness megaphone, and 2025 is full of viral experiments that turn personal health into content. A longitudinal trend analysis in Jamir Dermatology notes how red light therapy content exploded on TikTok. Tens of millions of views, powering demand for at-home devices, despite limited understanding of long-term safety for home use. Cold plunges and contrast therapy, the ritual that screams discipline. If 2018 was about kale, 2025 is about cold exposure, especially when paired with heat, sauna, steam as contrast therapy. Trend trackers in the wellness industry describe contrast-style thermal routines as booming, alongside a menu of other activation therapies. The appeal is obvious. It's intense, it's social, it's a story, I did 3 rounds, and it feels like it must be doing something. The evidence is more nuanced. A 2025 systematic review and meta-analysis in PLOS1 suggests cold water immersion can have time-dependent effects across inflammation, stress, immunity markers, sleep quality, and quality of life, while also emphasizing the limitations of current research: few RCTs, small samples, limited diversity. In other words, promising signals, not a magic spell. And credible health reporting keeps repeating the same caution. Cold water immersion can stress cardiovascular and respiratory systems, so benefits need to be weighed against real risks. Red light therapy, from clinic tool to living room gadget. Red light therapy, also called photobiomodulation, is one of the most 2025 trends because it sits right at the intersection of science language plus consumer hardware. Scholarly reviews describe photobiomodulation as a non-invasive, light-based approach reported to reduce pain, inflammation, and support tissue healing in some contexts. A 2025 paper aggregating outcomes across conditions reports benefits in multiple specific clinical domains, e.g., certain pain disorders, osteoarthritis, diabetic foot ulcers, though this does not mean it's universally effective for every goal people buy it for. What changes in 2025-2026 is not only the science, it's the distribution. Devices are marketed directly to consumers, and social media normalizes them as standard recovery, blurring the line between evidence-based clinical use and aesthetic lifestyle use. Supplements. Longevity aspirations meet regulatory reality. Supplements remain the daily driver of biohacking because they're easy: swallow, believe, repeat. But 2025-2026 is also a reminder that supplement culture lives on the edge of regulation. On the mainstream end, NAD+ precursor conversations have stayed hot, especially around molecules like NMN. In Canada, Health Canada maintains ingredient information and permitted use context for natural health products. On the riskier end, the biohacking label increasingly overlaps with unauthorized or injectable products, especially peptides marketed for anti-aging, weight loss, or performance. A late 2025 advisory reported seizures of unauthorized products from nutrition supplement stores in Maple Ridge, BC, including injectable peptides and other compounds not assessed by Health Canada for safety, effectiveness, or quality. This is the underbelly of the trend. When optimization becomes pharmacology without the guardrails. Regulators are also paying closer attention to misleading marketing. Health Canada publicly tracks advertising incidents related to health products as part of consumer protection against false or deceptive claims, alternative therapies, psychedelics, and the meaning side of wellness. Finally, the 2025-2026 wellness conversation isn't only about performance, it's also about suffering, mental health, and meaning. Psychedelic-assisted therapy continues to move through research and policy debates, with Canadian institutions highlighting the importance of setting standards and clinical rigor. In oncology supportive care, Canada saw structured efforts like CanPact launch to address gaps and coordinate psychedelic-assisted approaches for cancer-related distress. At the same time, serious journalism has amplified ethical concerns. The growth of psychedelic training and treatment markets can create environments where oversight is inconsistent and harm is possible, strengthening calls for standards and accountability. The bottom line for 2025-2026, biohacking is gaining traction because it sells a compelling promise. You can outsmart burnout. In a city like Vancouver, where the pace is fast and the pressure is constant, the appeal is understandable. But the factual story of 2025-2026 is a split screen. Real scientific progress in some modalities, and a hype machine that can outrun evidence and sometimes regulation. The smartest hack might be the least glamorous one. Treat the trend like a toolkit, not a religion, especially when products cross into medical risk territory.